There are like 5 different ways to create a Git branch. Half the tutorials online show you the old way, and nobody really explains when you'd use each one. So in this video I'm going to walk you through every way I create branches in Git, from the basic stuff to the things that actually come up in real projects. Branching from a specific commit, branching from a tag, pushing a new branch to remote, all of it. By the end of this, you'll have every command you need memorized or at least bookmarked, and you'll know why you're running them, not just copying from Stack Overflow and hoping for the best. Let's go. Real quick, before we get into commands, 1 minute of context because it'll make everything else click faster. In every project I work on, main or master is the protected branch. Nobody pushes directly to it. Instead, for every feature, every bug fix, every little change, we create a branch. Do the work there and then merge it via the pull request. That's it. That's the whole workflow. Branches are just isolated workspaces, and knowing how to create them correctly from the right starting point is like the first real skill in Git. Okay, commands, let's go. So I opened Visual Studio Code, and here is my project. I have already opened source control window, and I can see my current branch I'm on now. So here we can see it is main branch, and there are the details about this branch here, and also this information is duplicated here on the bottom left of the window. As you can see, it is main branch. And now I will try to use the first command I use probably 90% of the time. It is git checkout -b and then the name of the branch. For example, feature my new feature. The -b flag means create this branch and switch to it immediately. One command done. Let's try to use this command, and we can see log message that we already switched to this feature branch, and we can also see this feature name displayed here in graph window and duplicated here as well. Before I learned this, I used to do it in 2 steps. The first, git branch to create, then git checkout to switch. It works, but it's just extra typing for no reason. Now there is also the newer syntax. Let's examine it. So here we have git switch -c and then the name of the branch to create. Git switch with -c does the exact same thing. It was introduced to make Git less confusing because checkout does like 15 different things. Honestly, I still use checkout out of habit, but if you are starting fresh, switch is cleaner. Both work, pick one, be consistent. Quick question, drop it in the comments. Do you use git checkout or git switch? Genuinely curious if the newer command is catching on. Now let's discuss about creating a branch from another branch. By default, when you run git checkout -b the name of your branch, Git creates the branch from whatever you currently are. For example, currently I am on feature my new feature, and if I run this command, I will create my branch from this feature branch. But if you are currently on a feature branch and you need to create another branch, but you want it based off main branch, not based off your current feature branch. This comes up all the time. You are deep in a feature, someone asks you to make a quick hotfix, you don't want to branch off your half-finished feature work. Here is what you do. You should use the command git checkout -b, then the name of the new branch, and a branch you want to create new branch from. For this case, it is main branch. I already created this one. Let's change the name. Let's run it. And let's check it. So here we are. I already switched to new branch, hotfix fix null issue from main branch. Let's also confirm it running the next command, git log. And so here we are. Our new branch is created from main branch. Alright, let's create a branch from a specific commit. Sometimes you want to branch off a specific point in history, but from a specific commit. Maybe you are trying to reproduce a bug that existed 2 weeks ago. Maybe you need to create a hotfix of a commit that went to production last Thursday. The command is the same. You just replace the branch name with a commit hash. Here we have the command git checkout -b, then the name of a branch, fix old issue, and the hash of our commit we want to branch off. To find a hash, I usually run git log one line. Let's find our hashes. So here I have 2 commits, and here we have stash for each of the commits. For example, I want this commit, and now let's return back to our command. So here we have our full command with hash copied from our log command. Now let's discuss about creating a branch from a tag. Tags are one of those Git features that junior developers often don't touch for the first year or 2. And then one day you're working at a company that does proper releases, and suddenly they matter a lot. A tag is basically a named pointer to a specific commit, usually used for version releases like version 1.0. And sometimes you need to create a branch starting from a tagged release. Classic scenario: a bug got reported in production, which is running on version 1.0. You need to patch that specific version without pulling in anything from main, which is not ready yet. The command will be git checkout -b, the name of our hotfix branch. Here we have version 1.1. We are creating a branch from a tag version 1.0. To show all available tags, you should run git tag command. And here we have this version 1.0 tag. Have you ever had to patch an old version in production while main branch was already ahead? Drop any message in the comments. I want to know how common this actually is for other devs. Okay, you created your branch locally. Now what? If you just run git push, let's check it, and run this command, Git will complain. It says something like the current branch has no upstream branch. That sounds scary, but it just means Git doesn't know where to push this branch on the remote. To fix this, we should run git push -u origin and the name of our current branch, which is hotfix version 1.1. The -u flag sets the upstream. It links your local branch to the remote branch. After you do this once, every future git push on this branch just works, no extra arguments needed. Origin is just the name of your remote. It's almost always origin, unless you are working with multiple remotes, which is a different video. And if you want to push and you are feeling lazy about typing the branch name, you can write git push -u origin head. Head just means whatever branch I'm on right now. I use this one a lot. Let's run this command. Everything looks okay. Now let's verify I really have this branch. So here we can see branches, and here we have our hotfix version 1.1. One more thing before I show you the Visual Studio Code graphical user interface version is naming conventions, because this actually matters in team settings. Every team is a little different, but here is the pattern I use and have seen most commonly. So here we have the category / and then short description of the feature. It can also contain the number of Jira or other tool before the description. There are a few rules I follow. Lowercase and hyphens only, no spaces, no underscores, no camel case. Just looks clean everywhere, including Jira ticket number, and keeping it short but meaningful. No fix bug, it is useless, but bug fix null reference in card service tells the story. Honestly, if your team doesn't have a convention, propose one. It takes 10 minutes and saves a ton of confusion over time. And what's your team's branch naming convention? Or do you not have one? Tell me below, I'm genuinely curious what patterns other teams use. Alright, everything I just showed you in the terminal, you can also do in Visual Studio Code without touching a command. In the bottom left corner of Visual Studio Code, you see the current branch name. Click it, a drop-down appears at the top with option Create New Branch or Create New Branch From. Create New Branch bases it on your current head, same as checkout-b in terminal. Create New Branch From lets you pick any branch tag or commit to branch off. This is the equivalent of everything I showed you earlier. Let's click it, and here we can specify what branch I want to create my new branch from. So let's create a new branch from my new feature, and let's specify a name for our new branch. For example, feature homepage navbar, and let's enter. And here we have our new branch, feature homepage navbar. Let's check that we created this feature from feature my new feature. Everything is correct. Okay, that's everything. Let me do a super quick recap. Git checkout-b feature name. Create and switch in one go. Add a branch name from somewhere specific, for example from main branch. Or use a commit hash or tag name, the same syntax. And use git push -u origin head to push to remote and set tracking. If this was useful, please hit the like button. I know everyone says that, but it generally does help this channel reach more devs, and it takes 1 second. And if you want more real-world stuff like this, hit subscribe. I've written a full blog post that covers everything in this video, with all the commands in one place. Link is in the description and the pinned comment below. Thanks for watching. Go build something.